Love in anime hits differently. It's sweet, funny, sometimes heartbreaking, but always magical. Today we're counting down the cutest anime couples who made us smile, swoon, and believe in romance. At number 12, Ko's Nazuna, Call of the Night. Ko and Nazuna's relationship is anything but ordinary. It's mysterious, thrilling, and oddly tender. What makes them so adorable is how Ko's youthful curiosity collides with Nazuna's playful, teasing vampire charm. They're not your standard couple. They're night dwellers, exploring emotions under neon skies. Every interaction feels electric. Ko's nervous blushes, Nazuna's shameless boldness, and their bizarre yet heartwarming banter. They don't walk a straight path of romance, but that's exactly what makes their chemistry stand out. It's a relationship built on freedom, curiosity, and acceptance, wrapped in an atmosphere of moonlit mischief. Ko and Nazuna prove that love doesn't have to be conventional to be beautiful. It just has to feel alive, even if it's under the cover of darkness. At number 11. Ichikawa Kyotaro and Yamada Anna, The Dangers in My Heart. These two remind us of the awkward yet genuine magic of first love. Ichikawa begins as this socially awkward, slightly edgy boy with a dark mindset, yet around Yamada his walls completely crumble. Their dynamic shines in how Anna embraces Ichikawa's quirks while he slowly realizes how much he cares for her beyond appearances. What makes them so lovable is the purity in their interactions. Little stolen glances, shy smiles, and moments where they're just completely themselves. Anna's warm, bubbly energy softens Ichikawa's sharp edges, while his quiet admiration grounds her in reality. Together, they embody that exciting stage of young love where everything feels like a first. Their chemistry is awkward, funny, and yet so heartfelt that you can't help but root for them. Number 10. Ken Takakura and Momo Ayase, Dan Da Dan. Now this is one wild couple. You've got supernatural chaos, aliens, ghosts, and then suddenly romance slips in unexpectedly. Ken and Momo aren't your usual dreamy duo. They bicker, clash, and get caught up in absolute madness. But through all the bizarre adventures, their bond becomes undeniable. Momo's fiery personality balances Ken's more awkward, shy tendencies, making them the perfect chaotic match. What makes them adorable is that, despite the madness around them, they always circle back to each other, protecting, teasing, and learning to trust. It's not flowers and candlelight, it's energy beams and exorcisms. And yet their love grows steadily in the strangest of places. Ken and Momo prove that even in a world gone crazy, love can find a way to shine. Number 9. Yuki Itosu and Itsuomi Nagi, A Sign of Affection. This couple radiates wholesome energy. Yuki, a sweet girl who communicates through sign language, and Itsuomi, a worldly traveler with endless curiosity, create a romance that feels both delicate and powerful. Their story is filled with subtle yet meaningful moments. Yuki's shy expressions, Itsuomi's attentive gestures, and the way he learns to embrace her world through sign language. What's so charming about them is how their relationship is built on genuine respect and effort. Itsuomi doesn't see Yuki's hearing impairment as a barrier. Instead, he sees her as someone extraordinary. And Yuki, through her quiet strength, discovers a love that expands her horizons. Their bond isn't flashy, but it's incredibly moving, reminding us that love often thrives in the quietest of gestures. Number 8. Alia and Masachika Kuze. Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Talk about charm overload. Alia and Masachika's romance is both playful and heart-squeezing. Alia tries to maintain her cool beauty persona, but when she slips into Russian to confess feelings she thinks Masachika can't understand, it's just adorable. The secret? Masachika actually does understand, making their interactions hilariously sweet. What makes them shine is the push and pull energy. Alia hides her affection, Masachika quietly treasures every moment, and the tension just keeps building in the cutest way. Their relationship thrives on little moments, blushes, subtle teases, and the unspoken "I like you" lingering between them. It's that mix of comedy and tenderness that makes them irresistible. Alia and Masachika embody the beauty of falling in love while pretending you're not, until it becomes too obvious to hide. Looking at number 7. Rishi Irmgard Weitzner and Arnold Hein, Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life, married to her worst enemy. Romance with enemies to lovers flair never disappoints, and Rish and Arnold take it to a whole new level. Rishi, caught in a repeating life cycle, finds herself marrying the very man who was once her greatest threat. At first, it feels like madness, but then something beautiful grows between them. Arnold, who once seemed cold and ruthless, begins to soften under Rish's warmth, while she learns there's more to him than his reputation. Their bond is fascinating because it's built on second chances and understanding. Despite the odds, they discover love in a relationship that was never supposed to exist. Watching their connection evolve from mistrust to undeniable affection feels like witnessing destiny reshaping itself, making their romance both thrilling and heartwarming. At number 6, Taiki Inomata and Chinatsu Kano, Blue Box. This is the definition of a sports romance done right. Taiki, the hard-working badminton player, and Chinatsu, the basketball ace, form a relationship grounded in mutual respect, admiration, and the quiet struggles of youth. What makes them so sweet is how Taiki's admiration pushes him to grow, not just as an athlete, but as a person worthy of standing beside Chinatsu. Their story isn't rushed. It's a slow burn filled with subtle emotions, like Taiki's nervous determination and Chinatsu's encouraging kindness. Every interaction feels layered with meaning, showing how powerful love can be when built on everyday moments. Their relationship is relatable because it's about effort, growth, and cherishing someone while striving to become your best self. Number 5. Rintaro and Kaoruko, the fragrant flower blooms with dignity. Rintaro and Kaoruko's romance is like watching two worlds collide, the delinquent boy with a rough exterior and the elegant girl who radiates dignity. Their differences should have kept them apart, yet somehow they're drawn to each other. What's so charming is the way Kaoruko sees past Rintaro's tough persona, finding the gentle and caring person underneath. And in return, Rintaro is captivated by her grace, which inspires him to grow and protect her in his own way. Their love feels raw, honest, and full of vulnerability. It's not just about attraction, it's about acceptance and finding beauty where no one else thought to look. They remind us that love often blossoms in unexpected places, and that contrast can create the most powerful chemistry. At number 4, Hitoyoshi and Yuki, Blue Box. Another Blue Box couple, but one with a slightly different flavor. Hitoyoshi and Yuki's bond feels like one of those school romances that quietly sneaks up on you. Yuki's calm, cheerful personality blends perfectly with Hitoyoshi's steady support, creating a pair that feels effortlessly in sync. Their charm lies in their normalcy. They're not battling supernatural threats or looping through timelines. They're just navigating school life together. And yet, that simplicity makes them incredibly sweet. Every shared laugh, every supportive gesture makes their relationship glow with authenticity. They embody the beauty of small, everyday connections that grow into something deeper. Hitoyoshi and Yuki remind us that love doesn't always have to be dramatic to be meaningful. It just has to be real and genuine. At number 3, Azure and Nina, Nina the Starry. Azure and Nina's romance sparkles with youthful innocence and cosmic wonder. Nina, a dreamer with stars in her eyes, and Azure, her steady anchor, create a pairing that feels both magical and grounded. What makes them special is the way their relationship mirrors the theme of the series itself, finding light in darkness, hope in uncertainty, and love in the vastness of dreams. Their interactions are full of soft moments, shared stargazing, encouraging words, and the unspoken belief that they make each other stronger. Together, they capture the bittersweet beauty of young love that feels larger than life. Azure and Nina's relationship may be wrapped in fantasy, but the emotions they share are incredibly real, reminding us of how love can feel infinite. At number 2, Masamune and Aki, Masamune-kun's Revenge. This couple is messy, complicated, and yet absolutely captivating. Masamune's entire mission begins as revenge for Aki rejecting him when they were younger, but somewhere along the way, the plan unravels into something deeper. What makes them so interesting is how their romance is fueled by history, misunderstandings, and undeniable attraction. Aki's prickly, stubborn personality clashes perfectly with Masamune's determination and hidden vulnerability. The back-and-forth banter, the schemes, the dramatic revelations, it's all part of what makes them unforgettable. Beneath the games and grudges lies a connection that neither of them can deny. Watching them grow from enemies to something real is like watching fireworks, chaotic, explosive, but absolutely beautiful once the sparks settle. They prove that even flawed beginnings can lead to heartfelt love. Number 1. Himari Kino and Yori Asanagi, Whisper Me a Love Song. Few couples capture the essence of pure, heartwarming romance like Himari and Yori. Their relationship begins with a simple yet powerful spark, Himari's admiration for Yori's singing. From there, what blossoms is one of the most tender, genuine romances in anime. Yori, with her musical passion and slightly aloof charm, finds herself falling for Himari's innocent sincerity. Meanwhile, Himari discovers that her admiration has transformed into something deeper, something she struggles to name at first, but can't ignore. Their love is built on music, vulnerability, and emotional honesty. Every interaction feels like a song, sometimes quiet and soft, sometimes loud and overwhelming, but always filled with feeling. Himari and Yori remind us that love doesn't need grand gestures. Sometimes it just needs to be true. And that's our list of the cutest anime couples who warmed our hearts and gave us unforgettable romance. Which couple is your favorite? Did we miss anyone you love? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more anime magic.